Home Safety, thank you for tuning in. My name is Abna Mandi and you are welcome. Practicing safe sex in an age where sex is practiced heedlessly should be a priority to all of us. Now, while many people are willing to discuss the importance of safe sex, there is still a large number of people who feel uncomfortable talking about sex in a serious manner. Stay with us as we learn more together. Miss Rabiatu Aferiwa Asare Minta, a registered midwife. Today, she's going to be our sex coach on the show while we discuss personal hygiene and safe sex. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're looking very beautiful. Let's delve into our business. Sure. What is safe sex?
Well, safe sex can be defined in numerous ways. But the simplest would be to have sex and not have any negative consequences after that.
Negative consequences, I say?
Yeah, so you are talking about infections, you are talking about bruises, you are talking about long-term problems that may come as a result of having risky intercourse.
Bruises?
Yeah.
Where? Under there?
Yeah.
Both men and women, or just the women?
Both men and women. Usually those who engage in rough sex. You know, sex involves thrusting of the penis into the vagina.
Yes.
Some people do it in a rough manner, you know, wild manner.
I think faster.
Not necessarily the faster. They are rough. Anything you can think about rough, that means applying, you know, tools. Some will want to like whip their man's penis and all that. So all these, so anything wild, anything fancy they think about. We have people using toys.
The sex toys?
Sex toys. They don't usually sterilize them properly and then they use them. So there's a little bit of bacteria, there's a little bit of infection here and there. Sweaty sex is okay, but these kind of people are those that are not personally clean. So you're talking about someone who hasn't had their bath in days. They don't really clean properly. Even if they bath, they don't clean properly. So there are debris, there are a little bit of dirt here and there on them. They don't shave, they don't keep that part of their bodies clean.
So it exceeds just the sex.
Yes.
The organ you are using for the sex must also be clean.
Very good. Yeah.
Is it true that people take in the sperm?
Yeah.
They swallow it?
They swallow it, especially when they are having oral sex.
Is it healthy?
Quite
healthy. Wow.
Yes, so we are saying quite healthy because you are expecting your partner to be healthy too.
Okay.
Yes, so healthy partner includes healthy sperm because it's the sperm that when you are fertile and it gets your egg becomes the baby. So it shouldn't be anything harmful.
So that means that you should not have multiple sex partners. So if it's just one person, that is when it's okay, or? You
are not supposed to limit the human being. We advise that you stick to one. However, you are not me, I'm not you, so you can't tell me what to do. So even if you have more than just one partner, you should be making sure that both your partners are safe, or in the number of partners you're having are safe.
Now, regarding the area where you have to keep the organ safe before the act itself, does it amount to personal hygiene, or personal hygiene is just washing my hands frequently as I can?
No, personal hygiene actually starts from your environment.
The bed.
Your bed, you have to keep yourself clean from your bed, your outside, your room, everywhere. And then you come back to your body. So with your body, your normal bathing, if it has to do with you just freshening up without soap, no problem. Just make sure that your system is clean. You are bathing properly. And personal hygiene doesn't mean you are just bathing and washing your hands and shaving down there, making sure you are clean. It's all hard to do with you making sure that you are hydrated enough. You are drinking water enough. You are taking your supplements if you are on supplements. You are making sure that your system, as it stands, a whole system is healthy and complete.
So I've heard people say that the only way to save sex is to not engage in one at all. Is it because of laziness we say that? Or how would you explain that?
So, you know, we see ourselves as philosophers.
All of us.
Motivational speakers and all that. We have a little bit experience. We go through experiences and we think we can say something about that. So it is not necessarily enough that you don't have sex at all. Even if you don't have sex, there are certain conditions that you still, ailments that you still suffer from. So
which people who have sex may also get?
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So it's you might just be starving yourself for nothing if you think you want to be safe. So I don't think it's enough. That statement is enough.
What are some of the things we can do to have safe sex?
So the personal hygiene will have to come into play. You would have
Where
to
the personal
know
hygiene is?
your system inside and outside. Usually we think personal hygiene has to do with just the outside.
And I wash my hands frequently. I bath twice a day.
No, it's not enough. You make sure that you are healthy inside, you are hydrated enough. If you're hydrated enough, your system is able to function properly.
Okay.
So you need that. Your body is in a state that it has soldiers, so to speak. It has soldiers that fight bacterial infection, fungal infection, viral infection in you. Whenever, as we move around daily, these three guys that I've mentioned, bacterial, fungal, and viral, they all enter through the air we breathe, through the foods we eat. So we're talking about typhoid and all that.
Okay.
So your system is able to attack and fight them back. So you eat and then you have running tummy. Your system is actually trying to fight it. So you have the running tummy for about 2 days or 3 days, and then you come back to default settings, right? You have malaria, you come back to default settings. You even have a wound, and then gradually the wound heals, and then you come back to your default setting. That is how your body is supposed to behave or function. And it's all thanks to the soldiers, and then you hydrating yourself, drinking water a lot. Most Ghanaians don't like drinking water. They prefer energy drinks instead. I'm not here to spoil anybody's brand, but it's the fact.
I understand.
They are tired and then they are drinking energy drinks. It's supposed to be water instead. Your body is just like a car. So
does it mean that if I take water often, as many liters as I can take in a day, I'll be good in bed?
No. Being good in bed is a whole something on its own, different. But you are hydrating yourself. You are making sure that your soldiers are healthy.
But you see, why they take the energy drink is because they want to stay strong and healthy, and probably in bed for the moments they have. So if I have to choose between drinking water and the energy drink, and the energy drink will give me strength,
for the energy drink.
Of course.
Yes. So energy drink. Look at the word itself, energy. So it has additives. It has certain chemicals that have been added to it. We have caffeine. They keep denying that they don't have caffeine in their drinks, but there's a little bit of So there's caffeine. It's the caffeine that gingers your system to work. And relying on energy drinks, aphrodisiacs, and all these herbs, once a while you be on it, and then later on you find that you are hooked onto it. So without them, you don't think you are going to function properly, and it's not worth it. You have to do everything naturally. So water is good, but with the energy drinks, they just take it for the temporal, adventure that they want to have.
All right, we are taking Coin Sécurité. Be sure to take water while you're watching us. Okay, we'll be right back. Welcome back. Hope you've taken enough water to continue the conversation, because our sex coach is just telling us to take more water, more and more water. What happens if I don't practice safe sex?
If you don't practice safe sex, you are just exposing yourself to almost all the infections that there could be, especially HIV/AIDS.
In Ghana now, should I say we or some people, think that AIDS is gone. I mean, it came in the 90s, so by now it should be gone. Is AIDS still in the system?
Just last week, it was announced that Ghana's number is going high.
Where was it announced?
On, I think, Joy News.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's going high.
It's going
HIV
high.
especially. HIV is different from AIDS.
AIDS.
You start with HIV, you don't handle yourself well, and then you graduate to AIDS, and then you die. That's how it is. And most Ghanaians, per the research, per the records that the health facilities have, most Ghanaian youth have HIV, at least HIV-1.
Between the ages of? We are
taking 15 to about 45 years.
15?
15 years, yes. So, with this issue about padding, that's the sanitary pad tax and all that, there are little girls out there who can't buy the pad on their own, and their parents can't get it for them. So personally, my agency did a little bit of, donation research. In one of the rural areas, we went there, and this is what the story. The girls there said what they do is they have to, initially when the pad was 7 cities, they had to sleep with about 6 or 7 men. And I'm not kidding. This is true life I'm talking about. 6 or 7 men. Each of them will give them 1 city. They gather the money and then they buy 1 pack of pad and then they use it for the month.
You have sex with one man and he gives you 1 city.
Exactly, 1 city. They're in the village. Even in the urban areas, some certain areas, we do that. So imagine now that the pack is how much? 20 cities, 25 cities. So you can imagine the number of
men they will sleep
and some of them don't give. They do it and then they just slap you, go away. So just imagine.
And they wouldn't want to use condoms either.
They don't know that. Like, what is condom to them? They don't. So just imagine. All these people, how many of them are practicing safe sex? They give it to their little girl and then she lives with it. So she finds her own boyfriend and then hands it over to him. Now, there's another problem. When you don't practice safe sex as a woman, your chances of knowing that you have an infection is going to be delayed. With the men, let's take gonorrhea for example. With the men, when you practice on safe sex and you get gonorrhea, the latest number of days you can realize that there's a problem is about 3 to 5 days.
With the men?
With the men.
Okay.
Because of how their system is quite simple. They have it and then within a few days they are exposing themselves. The signs and symptoms are there.
Okay.
However, a girl is going to keep it for up to 6 months before any of the signs start to manifest. So I'm with guy A. Guy A gives me gonorrhea. 6 months into our relationship, maybe the 3rd month we break up. I go to guy B. I give it to him. He also gives me whatever it is that he has. And then we break up. I go to guy C. So one girl, I'm taking about 3 boys and then their problems. Meanwhile, they might have had their symptoms and they will treat themselves. Now we have people who are cunning. We have guys who don't just respect women. So they go and treat themselves and then they leave you out. And then treating sexually transmitted infections come with a little bit of shyness. When we take our clients' base, they are shy because they think that you are judging them. You know what they did in secret and now it's manifesting.
I think the only thing associated with sex that people don't feel shy about is pregnancy.
Exactly.
That's the only thing. So
they come to the hospital, they come and tell you what they are having, and then you tell them to bring their partners, and they are not going to do that. Usually treating, sexually transmitted infection has to do with you and your partner, but they come solo. They do it and then they run away. They come back and they give you excuses and break up with you. And you, the woman, you get to keep it for up to 6 months before it even starts manifesting. And by the time it starts manifesting, it has eaten into your eggs. So of late, we have girls complaining about blocked wombs, their inability to have babies, even though doctors are saying everything is correct. Right. Yes. It's just because back then you may have had some infection that you didn't treat it well. Unsafe sex means you are going to get pregnant unexpectedly, unwanted pregnancy, sorry. And then you would want to terminate your pregnancy. Another area where girls are shy of, so they don't come to the right channels for the termination to happen. They would rather hide and then drink glass with more.
Does it work, that glass thing?
So what the glass actually does is it goes to perforate your system. I wish I could use tree. I
was about to ask, after that, yes. Does it seal?
It doesn't. It's a problem that maybe we would have to handle it next time. It's a problem. It doesn't seal. We have women coming to us and they can't give birth. They have correct eggs. They are fertile, but the system to hold their pregnancy in place is spoiled. She did the termination, abortion, let me say, so that they can understand. They did the abortion at home. So they didn't do it well. And then there's a stricture. When you talk about stricture, so there's this lump there, blockage there in your womb. It is there and then the egg can't descend. So the egg, when you close your palms like this, you can see that vein lies in your palm, right? The eggs travel from your left side to your right side and then descend into your womb. You've perforated your womb, so when the egg comes, where is it going to stay? It's not able to fix itself.
So it just goes away.
And then it spawns. There's a wound there and it rots. So your womb is rotten, ascend and odenam, but you don't know.
Now,
These are some of the problems that come with having unsafe sex. And that is the reason why you have to have safe sex. Because if you have safe sex, you know that you are practicing it and you expect something in return, something positive. You are expecting just pleasure. So you handle yourself according to just pleasure. That means you are going to use protection or you are going to have sex on your non-productive or fertile days.
Fertile, yes.
That's how it.
Now, does it mean that people who practice safe sex, they are not prone to any of the infections at all?
Your chances of being prone is reduced drastically.
Okay.
Yes, because something like UTI. UTI is one of the simple infections that come with having sex. Now, UTI can come just because there's dust particle or bacteria blocking your tube. It can be the man or the woman. And when we talk about the tube, your urinary tube, with the men, where the sperm passes is the same place that their wee-wee passes. Okay, so if they have UTI, it means the bacteria had climbed anyhow, maybe during sex or after sex, you didn't clean well. The bacteria climbs through that tube and then enters your bladder. The bladder is the container that holds your urine. It's the same with the girls. So your urethra, now there's a problem. Girls think that they wee-wee from their own vagina or vulva. It's not true.
Yes.
If you are careful as a woman, you get a mirror, squat in front of the mirror or on top of the mirror and observe or assess your system, your vulva.
So where we wee is different from where the penis
It's very
pass.
different. It's very different. Where you wee is very small, quite small. If you don't take it, you can't see it. It's small up there before you see where the penis
And
actually
it looks
enters.
like it's actually covered with
A flab of flesh. Yeah, that's called the labia majora. Yeah, so you part the flap up, you see the pink part or the red part. That is where you will see the urethra. So with the UTI, it means that that small place that the wee-wee passes, there's bacteria or there's dirt inside that has climbed into your bladder. And that also would cause you to have your UTI. That's how the problem is. So with UTI, it's just simple basic stuff. So you might be practicing safe sex, but afterwards, your cleaning was a little bit jammed up.
Cleaning?
Yeah.
Is there anything like after sex care?
Yes, you have to clean yourself after sex.
How? We just sleep. We are tired.
But you do it and you are sweaty. Even if you do it in the calmest way, you will still have some sweat.
Yes.
And then the thrusting, there's fluid and air going in. Air has dust particles in it. So in and out, in and out. When you are done, there's semen, there's mixture of discharges or mixture of fluids. When you come out and you're done, you're supposed to clean up. The man is supposed to clean up. Usually they wipe with their boxers or just a tissue.
I mean, right after the act, you should get up and go and clean up.
Yes.
Hey.
You can catch your breath at least 2 to 5 minutes and then you go and clean up. It's necessary that you clean up. Okay. The guys who usually clean with their boxers or their tissue and that's
dirty
boxer. Exactly. You have to clean with water and soap. And then with a girl, you have to squat, run just raw water. Raw water.
No salt.
No salt, just raw water. Run it there and then wash with your palm. So let's say this is your vulva. You don't have to stick your finger. What they do is they stick their fingers inside. Now when you are sticking, you are pushing some of the dirt inside.
Rather inside.
Yes. But they feel that they stick it and fetch. You're not smarter than God. Your system down there has its own cleanness. So that is why you wear your panty and then you take your panty off and there's some kind of stain there. The cleaners have done their job cleaning your system. They've poured it down onto your panty. That is why you would get to take it out and then wash. You sticking your finger inside fetches those cleaners out, making that place vacant. Those cleaners don't have to come out. Now, when you make that place vacant, you now invite the ugly cleaners inside and then they stay and then they give you infection. So there's a girl who is always complaining about infection. You ask her how she cleans. She thinks she cleans properly, but you ask her to do it practically and she's going to start with the massage and then I fetch everything and then.
Now, talking of pushing bacteria inside, when licking the woman, when the man is licking the woman, they push their tongue inside that area. Does it push particles in there, or for that moment, because it's just for the pleasure of it, the body contains those things?
So how did they start their foreplay before they got to the licking? Were they all cleaned up? Did they just finish bathing? Or it was just some sweaty afternoon that they felt that they had to do something?
If it's after a cleanup, the licking is fine. I mean, even it's just the man licking the woman and the woman also giving blowjob. So they are both sides.
Yes. So bacteria might be staying at the surface on your vulva, your hairy vulva. So bacteria is sitting there calmly. And then gentleman comes to lick, and then whilst he's thrusting in and out, pushing the hair a little bit in and out, bacteria gets to, oh, that is a new place. Look how pink it is. It's bright. Let me stick here. It jumps onto that place and it doesn't come back. Most of the female infections start from the outside. Something coming outside, from the outside inside. And they come from the outside inside, and then they start climbing up. They can climb up to your womb. There's a part called the cervix. That's the entrance to your womb. From the vagina, you get to the cervix. They climb up, and then they are attacking. They are not just climbing. Whilst they are climbing, they are attacking all the places that they are climbing. They climb here, they do something harmful, keep climbing, and then they go to your cervix. They attack it. So we have women suffering from cervical cancer. They finish attacking the cervix.
Wait, so does it mean cervical cancer maybe as a result of licking?
No, not necessarily licking. I'm just trying to explain how infections get into the female system. So they are licking, the bacteria enters, they attack, they get to the cervix, they attack, they get into the womb, they attack. They don't just stay there. They keep climbing up, and then now they get to your fallopian tubes and then to your eggs. That is where the game is over.
So would you say that both licking and giving blowjob are healthy practices?
Yeah, they are not necessarily. They are just part of enhancing sexual pleasures. If your partner is healthy, it's okay to do that. Some people even have the perception that licking and swallowing semen, it clears, what do they say? It clears sore throats. It's just up to them. I don't have any. Yes, I don't have any facts to base it. Yes. So if you feel that is what is going to enhance your sexual intimacy, no problem. You can do that. But just make sure that you are doing it in a clean way. Make sure your partner is not suffering from anything like hepatitis, because there's something like herpes, genital herpes. You hardly see them when they are around. When you just see a little bit of rashes, that they are insignificant. Around your vagina? Or the penis.
Both, I thought it was just for women.
Herpes can get to a man and a woman. So you find it there, and then you are licking, and then they jump onto your lips, and then they give you oral thrush. There are certain infections. There are certain bacteria in your saliva or in your tongue that doesn't have to come down there. And there's some there, especially your anal region, that doesn't have to even enter your vagina or your penis, let alone your mouth. So during the licking, you are exchanging all these guys, and then they get to sit on your lips or wherever it is that they want to sit, and then they try to reproduce, and then there's a problem.
After that, you go and kiss again.
Exactly. But it's okay. It's okay to practice it. If that is what works for you, we can't stop you from doing that. It's okay to practice it, but you should make sure that you are doing it in a clean way, a healthy and safe way.
Is there anything like pre-sex test? Like because of multiple past partners, you have to check some things before you have sex. Is there anything like that?
Yeah, it's necessary. It's necessary. A partner that has to be with you has to go through those tests. So you are checking for STDs, especially. Just STDs is even enough.
All right, then there is more into this sex thing than just the bedroom and the bed sheets that we see. If there need be that we delve deeper into these matters, definitely we would. We are wrapping up shortly. Your last words, please.
So it's okay to practice all the crazy, fancy sex styles and actions that you want to do, but make sure they are healthy, and then your partner is also healthy. Healthy from your inside and then your outside, and then the bed that you are doing it on.
Thank you so much to Registered Midwife. Today, she has been a sex coach. Thank you so much. Your organization, do you have any services for these sex things? Let us know.
So what we do is we actually do education on both mental, reproductive, and general health.
Okay.
So we pick all the topics, the various topics around, and then we treat them. Those who have problems come into contact with us, and then we counsel them. We give them recommendations as to where to go and what to do, and then we pick it up from there. Yeah, we do mostly such stuff. We are into donations and all.
All right. I'm sure people will get in touch with you for more, because you have more to offer us than time will permit us to contain right now. We are wrapping up. I have been saying that, unfortunately, when the conversation gets interesting, time is up. Thank you so much for having us.
It's a pleasure.
Shout out to SM behind the camera, to his rich, my producer. My outfit, as you all know, is from Joyce FC. Their info is on the screen. My name is Sabna Mandi. Till we meet again next time, remember to think safety, teach safety, and practice safety.